Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks again for joining me while we look through some Strixhaven. Let's get to it. So, Strixhaven's been leaked. The Harry Potter of the, I guess, Magic the Gathering universe by the sounds of it. Sounds okay. I have no issues with that. It looks like we got some returning characters by the look from Eldraine. Those are the two twins, aren't they? So it looks like they're back, and we have some different classes and people. Is that a bear? Oh my god, it's a bear. He's got a monocle? Huh, cool. And an owl. Oh boy. Bird wizard? Anyone watch Loading Ready Run? Anyways. I think this looks pretty cool. I would like to see what they're going to go with. They're probably going to heavily focus the D&D because there's going to be a future D&D set, and they're going to try to capture as many of the rogues, the archetypes. I really wish they kind of broadened the archetypes because I play D&D as well, and there's no reason to just restrict it to the cards they chose, but they would run out of text, I guess. If they didn't, maybe they should have picked like something. They could have made it a bit more universal. It's hard. It's hard. I'm okay with wizards trying to, create wizards and rogues and so on as the D&D classes for Magic. So I think this looks pretty cool. There's a couple of different things that stand out to me. What I really want to know is how many colors are each of these houses, which are apparently the magic schools, going to be? Because if it's going to be two, three, four colors, it really does change what kind of cards I'd want to keep an eye out for and what kind of future decks I can make out of this. I'm really excited because I got a lot of the base cards for Commander. And while I regret pulling apart card decks and all that, I don't mind shuffling them around. Sadly, my vampire deck is a vampire deck. It really cannot do much, but I got some weird stuff out there. And I'm happy to move them around and put extra things in and add to that. So, really looking forward to it, mostly from a commander point of view. And I really want to get into more commander topics in the future, anyways. But there are some pretty cool artworks in here as well. So, I'm expecting a lot of individual creatures and cards that mostly should be wizards, but I can't imagine this being too wizards focused because then it'll break the game. Uh, Mainly because you just have all the wizards cards. But let's have a look at some of the spoilers. And what I wanted to talk about was in my previous video for commander cards, the most expensive commander cards. I said watch out for demonic tutor because I don't want to make the same mistake 2 or 3 times, which is recommend a card and then realize it's going to be reprinted in the next set, like a month or 2 months from now. So, Demonic Tutor is coming as an alternative art, and it is a mythic. There's a very high chance that all of these are going to be pretty hard to get, and you might get some, maybe not duds, but obviously the cheaper ones. They'll go. The price for these will be pretty consistent. Sorry. Mainly because they will be rare in the first place. But I'm just saying that these kinds of cards will be out there more than you would think. The alternative art looks pretty cool. There's a chance that people might pick it up, though I still prefer some of the older ones. And so you got you got Demonic Tutor, Opt, and Swords to Plowshare. For now, there will be more. I'm sure of it. So, well, it says 63 cards across time. So there you go. Each. Okay, the inclusion. Okay, sorry. I'm reading this along with you guys at this point. So they include their. Okay. Yeah, so thanks to the spoilers. Welcome to Strixhaven Schools of the Mages. Here you'll study magic under one of the 5 colleges. Silverquill, Lowhold, Prismari, Witherbloom, and Quandrix. Each dorm represents one of Magic's 2 color Oh, okay, there you go. I really should pay attention to this before I go to the next page. 2 color combinations, so it's like Gilded Ravnica, each with their own personality and mechanics. Perfect. Learn from the best professors and explore Strixhaven's huge library. So, yeah, that fits the theme. Mystical Archives will contain 63 cards across time. The inclusions in the Mystical Archive does not affect their format, legality. You will receive 1 copy in each draft booster and each set booster, and at least 3 in each collector booster. Man, I should have like a gambling buzzer. That sounds very, very tough. I need to know what the next 63 are, because if I get an opt and not a demonic tutor, I guess everyone else will also be pretty annoyed about that, because there's a big change in the pricing of that. One might pay for the box, the other one might pay for your next coffee. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm not too worried about it. Let's go on to the commands, which are very, very exciting. And as always, I really hate the fact that the Boros one feels like the weakest. I hate it because Boros is my favorite color. It really is, and that pains me because Commander does not like Boros. Witherbloom command, 1 black, 1 green, sorcery. Choose 2, target player mills 3 cards, and then you return a land crown from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Target creature gets -3/-1 until end of turn. Target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Amazing. It's amazing. This is probably a standard playable card because of the fact that it says target creature gets -3/-1 until end of turn. Pretty much means that you can get rid of most 1-mana creatures. If you need to choose another one, the best other one would be to destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana cost 2 or less. But that's only if you're playing mainly in Commander, where someone puts out a Soul Ring or something stupid in turn 1, and then you immediately get value by making them lose 2 life. You gain 2 life. Or you mill yourself 3 cards because you're playing black and green, and then you return a land card to your hand, so you got value, and you take out a Soul Ring on the table. Oh, amazing. Amazing card for Commander. I think this, I mean, you got 3+3 people at least, which means that someone's got to do some shenanigans on turn 1, 2, 3, which you can really get some value out of a card like this. Yeah, I like it. Art looks pretty cool. Next, Silverquill Command, 2 colorless, 1 black, 1 white, sorcery. Choose 2. Target creature gets +3/+3 and flying until end of turn. Return target creature card with mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to your battlefield. 2. Target player draws a card and loses 1 life. Target opponent sacrifices the creature. In a cleric's deck, you could do a 2-for-1. It's a card that allows you to straightforward do a 2-for-1. Like without any jumping through too many hoops and things. Is pretty good. I don't think this is going to be a very good card in standard environment, watch as I eat those words, mainly because it just costs a bit too much for the best value. And sacrifice creature, target opponent sacrifices the creature, which means they get to choose. It might still limit like some certain decks, and you put like 2 or 1 of these, or maybe a couple in the sideboard, just in case you're playing against someone that's deciding to go Voltron or something. But I think in Commander, once again, this is a great card. You choose 2, you draw a card, you lose 1 life, and then you return a creature card that has some value. That's not too bad. Or you get one of your opponents to sacrifice a creature, and you know they only have 1 creature. Or you can swing in with a flying creature. There's a lot of things you can do. It's just sad that it's a sorcery and not an instant. Might make it a bit too broken, but Quandrix Command. Quandrix Command, 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 green. Well, let me guess, this is the most broken one, right? It has to be. It's got blue and green in the mana symbol. Instant. Choose 2. Return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard to their libraries. The last one is not very useful, unless you're playing a very specific deck, but returning target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Very, very good. Putting 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. Very, very good in instant speed. And the icing on the cake is counter target artifact or enchantment spell. For 3 mana, you're pretty much getting a 2-for-1 to a tempo boost at the same time. Worst case scenario, at the end of their turn, you can return the card that they played and then put a 2 +1/+1 counters on your stuff. and then just swing in for the next turn, and you pretty much made their turn useless. And if you do that on the third turn or the fourth turn, then you're pretty much guaranteed in a tempo deck to curve it out. This might actually make its own deck around it, but we'll have to see. It seems very annoying, but I hate those kinds of cards where you don't feel like they're losing anything by returning a creature to your hand because they can just 2-for-1 you. Actually, all of these feel like a 2-for-1. It's just that one feels like the best because of the instant. Next, Prismari Command. 1 colorless, 1 blue, 1 green, instant. Choose 2. Prismari Command deals 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2 cards and then discards 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token. Destroy target artifact. This one feels more balanced. I mean, you can create a treasure token, and then you can deal 2 damage, or you can destroy an artifact, and then you can deal 2 damage to a creature. So you can, I like the fact that you can draw 2 cards and then you have discard 2 cards because that makes it like a bit more useful in your hand, just in case you don't have anything to target. That one's a tough one. You guys can let me know about Prismari Command. Is that better than Quandrix? I feel like Quandrix is a bit better. But maybe this one is better, especially in the early turns. Can really slow them down. Low hold command, 3 colorless, 1 red, 1 white. Why is it so expensive for the 2 colors that don't like expensive cards? That's my problem that I have with this. Is it's an instant. Okay, cool. But 5 mana? None of the other colors have 5 mana. But the white and red one is 5 mana. That's asking a lot from white and red. Low hold command. So choose 2. Create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible and haste until end of turn. Low hold command deals 3 damage to any target. Target player gains 3 life. Sacrifice a permanent, then draw 2 cards. The value is there. I mean, you can get all your creatures indestructible and haste and +1. You know, you go white weenie on turn 5, you're pretty much guaranteed to try to close the game. Pretty much that's your only choice. So you put out the 3/2. You better hope that you have a couple of different tokens or something in the first 4 turns. And then you just swing out with this, give them all indestructible, and just, try to end the game right there. My problem with this is it's just expensive. So this is probably the least likely to be used in standard. It's probably okay in Commander, but that's only because Commander you can actually make a red-white token deck without having to worry too much about it. But I just don't feel like this is going to be very useful outside of that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching again, and let me know what you think about Strixhaven, School of the Mages. I'm going to also see if I can update a couple more things, and then I was going to spread these videos out, but there's just so many things happening, and I sadly have not caught up with it, so yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. Thanks again, guys, and please like and subscribe next time. See ya.